Hey, what's up guys? UrAvgWarGamer is back with another video of World of Warships, and today I'm going to be playing a light cruiser which is a rare ship, and I mean you can pretty much guess it if you have played against this ship, and that is Smolensk. It's the Russian light cruiser, it's the cruiser that everyone knows if they are pushing towards this enemy Smolensk. I'm sure that you might get farmed here and there sometimes at some point if you are playing this game. And that's why I want to post a review. I think one of my subscribers did talk to me that I should try to take a look at this cruiser even though it's a rare ship. Is it still worth it in 2025? I think this video can help you a lot to basically make you think if you get it in Santa containers, if you get it in super containers, or if you want to play it, maybe if this ship is rusty in your port, maybe you want to take a look at that, right? That's something that I will be explaining, like how you can play Smolensk. In this case, you can kind of understand the gameplay. I think one thing that you can clearly understand that Smolensk need the spotting, and especially from the DDs. I mean, if you get spotted by a DD and there is no DD in front of you, you are going to be in trouble because your armor is not that good, and especially with the infestation of DDs. Like we are talking about 2025, right? We are in 2025. The Smolensk was a coal cruiser. It was available for coal, and I mean, since then, in 2025, we have a lot of DDs. Like for example, we have the hull, we have the L-wing. There were none of those DDs at that time, and Smolensk at that time was horrendously broken. Like I mean, even the commander skills and Wargaming somewhat nerfed the range. Like, you know, that subscriber who asked me to post a review, he also pointed me out. I just had sort of a mistake that they never nerfed the range of the Smolensk. In fact, they have done the nerf of the Smolensk with the range. Got it down to 15.6 to 13.8 kilometer to be precise, if I'm not wrong. So now the only way, I mean, it used to have really good time, or I would say fun, and a lot of value from the captain skills. Like you can just use the AFT like you find on destroyers. You can use that AFT skill on cruisers at that time when the commander skill rework didn't happen. Okay, and now we have the Smolensk that cannot use that. So all you have to do is to just only use the range mod. So you cannot get the reload as well from the BFT skill, which right now is the AA defense specialist. I don't exactly remember, like 3-pointer skill that you find on destroyers. You can use it on Smolensk because there is like a one full sort of, you know, commander skill thing. Like at that time, like you can use the BBs and cruisers and destroyers and, you know, carriers, all skills with a same sort of, you know, perks. Like everyone can use the same perks, right? That's what the time it used to be. But now you cannot use it. Okay, so that's a nerf. The range got nerfed. Okay, and you cannot use AFT, so you cannot have like insane stupid 19-kilometer range, which everyone thinks that it was so stupid, so broken, so much toxic. Even in 2025, I cannot think of Smolensk to have 19-kilometer range today. Like it's gonna be so toxic, honestly. It's still a very powerful toxic cruiser, right? It has 10% fire chance, it grows away shells. This Russian cruiser that has Troll Citadel armor, 70 millimeter, you know, Citadel armor. Many battleships struggle to Citadel sometimes, especially when you are flat. So it's having a lot of those things going for it that can give you know, her some survivability. But I mean, after so many DDs like hull, the L-wing, hull having pretty insane AP, to be honest, even at 10, 11, 12 kilometers with this very light sort of plating, you will going to get Citadel, right? So that is something that Smolensk will suffer. But however, if you are playing it with division, and if you know that you have to stay with your DD, even if that DD was not a division mate, you can make Smolensk still work. It's very powerful, regardless of, you know, countless things that got added into the game, like Hildebrand, for example. Like Hildebrand, it's another stupid cruiser that have insane bombs, 13.7k alpha, and I mean, I have played Smolensk, and I have taken like 4 or 5 bomb hits from the Hildebrand, resulting in my HP gone down to like full flat 20,000 down. Like, we don't used to have these sort of ships back when the Smolensk got released. We used to have the value from the commander skills. Now they have, they have done the rework. Now we cannot do that. We are limited to only 16-kilometer range. But still, the shell locks are pretty good. The reload is still pretty good at 4.5 seconds. And if there are BBs, like in this case, I'm having tons of sort of fun. Only just shooting HE shells. Lightly, penetration numbers, like 22mm pen is not gonna pen anything except to DDs. Like only DDs gonna get penned. But still, it's insane, right? If you throw so much onto the wall, something's gonna hit, and that's what the reality of the Smolensk is still. You throw so much onto the superstructure, you're going to set fires with 10% fire chance, which is pretty insane to be honest with 16 shells. Like it still have 400k DPM, right? 400k HE DPM is still pretty ridiculous. For a comparison, Sevilla has, I think, 224k HE DPM, which is the recent steel cruiser, light cruiser, right? Like, even the Des Moines does not have even close to that of DPM. Utrecht cannot have this DPM. All these light cruisers that have HE spamming capability does not have a smoke, right? Or maybe there might be a couple of ships that, like the Incheon. Incheon does have a smoke, but still is not even close to this fire chance and the spam that Smolensk has. And I think this is something that Smolensk is still going to be special. And this shell velocity is definitely better than the Americans. Like Des Moines cannot really have this sort of advantage, right? So all of these things, and your smoke firing penalty, like it's pretty good still. I think it's 5.9 or something. And if the BB is pushing you, you can definitely hold on your own, like with the spotting obviously. Like in this case, if there's no DD, like in this case, Somers is behind the smoke. If there's no DD, I will be struggling to do anything against Colombo. Colombo would eventually push me, and Colombo with Legmord is pretty also absurd. Lauria is pretty absurd. I cannot even forget about these battleships. Like those battleships will straight up gonna do so much damage. They're not gonna do overpans. They will just gonna absolutely kill you. But you can see here, you can see the damage. You can see like in just 12 minutes, I found the BBs. Unfortunately, our Somers died, but once he shot at the Somers, I decided to take a shot, at least killing the Colombo. I know that the Yamato is pretty low, so I still have the smoke. So the smoke with this 16 shells is still a very toxic thing in this game. There is no doubt about that. Obviously, there are a lot of counters nowadays. We have radars, Des Moines. They used to be Des Moines radar, Moscow radar. They used to be when the Smolensk got released. So it's not new. But what is new is the destroyer that can potentially hydro you. Like for example, there's a super destroyer that is coming, Z57, that potentially has 7-kilometer hydro. A Ragnar, which at that time of the release of Smolensk was not like that. Like there are some destroyers now that has radar, right? So they can just absolutely spot you in your smoke and can counter you. So there are a lot of counters, right? And your armor is still gonna be 16mm, right? And you can see here the Utrecht having improved pen. Or any destroyer that has pen, it has 16mm armor all over the place. So it's not gonna be, very tanky. Regardless, you can see here your HP is 39,000, which is pretty good. I have the, the captain. What do you call it? I don't exactly remember the name. Alexander Ovechkin, yeah. So that does improve the HP with survivability expert, improve survivability expert. Unfortunately, I don't think so you can get the Ovechkin as of right now. But yeah, this cruiser, you can see here, you farm the battleships. As long as they are kept spotted, you can just absolutely nail them, kill them, and you can rack up so much damage. Like I have in 8 minutes I have 200k plus damage. So with this DPM, you are still pretty absurd. There's just no other way of saying it. You are still pretty broken. Now, the game basically ends, but this is a short review, right? If you play according to its strengths, you are still a powerful cruiser. But do we have now more counter? Yes, we do have a lot of counter. Like, for example, now we have Irresistible, which soon I will publish the review of that as well. Now, that is sort of a bigger, fatter Smolensk, which is not a good thing, right? Because we're still getting 16 guns, having 10 seconds sort of reload time, having smoke, And you can you literally can farm like Smolensk, but at least you don't have hydro, and you don't have like the troll citadel. Like that citadel of the irresistible is huge, but it still kind of smells like Smolensk in a weird way. That is irresistible that I'm talking about. But even then, Smolensk is still unique. You still have the hydro. You can still punch DDs like stupid. Like the DDs, you can absolutely nail them pretty hard. That's something that Smolensk still can do. You can still farm battleships, except the only thing that you might need some sort of support is the spotting on cruisers. That's where the Smolensk need a support, right? And I mean, if there's a DD like Hull, if there's a DD like Elbing, you got to be very careful. If you don't get careful, you are going to die if you read that. There's just no other way of saying it. You're just going to take so much damage. I mean, especially the Columbos, the infestation of Columbos, kind of making it. I'm not going to say that word balanced, but it kind of feels like that. There's so many things going on right now. There are so many like masala, or I would say spicy stuff going on, which is like making this the Smolensk sort of balanced. with so much weird stuff going on with the airstrikes and the carrier like Shinano can absolutely wreck Smolensk. The torpedoes are super precise. Like these are the things that still gonna make Smolensk like hard. But again, if there is a DD, like in this case, it spots for you at least. If not smoking you up, you can definitely reliably do damage even in 2025. That's the reality. It's still a very toxic cruiser. And I mean, you can apply Kuznetsov, you can just get some heal. If you have taken massive damage, you might have like 3,000-4,000 HP. The Kuznetsov can help. I mean, the engine sometimes gets down sometimes. Like I have seen the engine or rudder maybe get wrecked. Although it's rare, but it does happen. So there's something that Kuznetsov can do. Maybe something that I would say here. But I would say the ship is pretty powerful. In 2025, I sometimes play it, and I still kind of see that the damage goes pretty absurd. Like if I can do 200k damage in 8 minutes, imagine if I can have more battleships like super battleships or the arms race mode, right? I can easily rack up 400k damage. That's the reality. As long as I get unspotted, I can keep my smoke up and stay behind the islands or whatever. You can have these numbers. No problem whatsoever. You can get Witherer, you can get Arsonist if possible. It's still very viable, except now it kind of feels like a bit balanced. Although it just, the word balanced just does not still hit well with Smolensk. But with so many stupid things like Valparaiso, Hildebrand, La Pampa, like so many ridiculous ships, Smolensk started to feel a bit balanced, believe it or not. Because of those things. Like Hull, for example, Hull just doesn't die. It refuses to die at long ranges, farming you constantly. Sometimes Hull feels like toxic. There's more than Smolensk sometimes. Like, yes, Smolensk can farm you very quickly, but the moment you just go behind the islands, you can sort of save or, protect yourself. But again, open water, Smolensk can be pretty devastating. I mean, even at kiting, this troll armor can work. So yeah, that's it. I think this short review can still tell you that Smolensk is pretty viable. It works well. You can farm really well. And I hope so. You can understand the gameplay. I hope you maybe play a Smolensk if you have it right now. What do you think about the Smolensk? Please let me know in the comments. I think it's a very good cruiser, but not exactly what it used to be back when it used to have 30mm deck on side. Like, that was crazy. But then we have the Sevilla for that. So Wargaming is very, very smart and was always smart, or try to outsmart us every time. With the introduction of Sevilla, it kind of reminds me of this pre-nerf Smolensk back when we don't have that commander skill rework. But now we have the Smolensk. Even 2025, it still performs well. So, thank you guys for watching. If you want to know the captain skills, let me just give you some idea if you want to go through this. And I mean, the upgrades as well. Alright, so there it is, the Smolensk. And if I talk about the upgrades, I think it's pretty straightforward. I mean, you have to use the range mod. The shells are pretty comfortable at long ranges. You're still going to be having a very good DPM, even if you are losing a bit without using the main battery load. But still, that's pretty much straightforward, like concealment, the acceleration, the dispersion. Although you can maybe use the torpedo tubes, but it does not really matter. These are only 8km torpedoes. And I mean, that's basically it for the upgrades, for the captain skills. I'm using the Ovechkin. it does help a lot with survivability. Giving slightly more HP definitely helps. And then, I mean, you use Superintendent. I mean, you can always use Kuznetsov if you want to. Using Demolition Expert does help as well, making the fire chance up to 10%. So, I mean, this is the upgrades and the captain skills. I hope you like it. I want to give a big thank you, I would say, to these Patreon members who are now directly supporting my channel. That is something that I would love you guys to do more. And if there are some new Patreon members, I would really appreciate if you can directly support me. That can definitely help me a lot, making me motivated to make more YouTube videos. And thank you guys for watching. Just let me showcase you those, Patreon members before ending the video. All right, last but not the least, I would like to thank you guys, Power Rebels and Dutch Prince, for directly supporting my channel. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. And if someone else also want to directly support me, I can have a lot of benefits associated with that if you do subscribe. And I mean, you can go and check out my Patreon, the link in the video description below. I mean, you can also join the Discord because I have started that up. So thank you guys, and especially you guys who are directly supporting. And, well, we will catch you guys later. Peace out.